Well, once more, I want to say thank you. Today has been a long day. We have put you through a lot. Randy, thank you very much for that presentation that you gave. That was excellent. I know you've been waiting a long time to do that. And I said, Randy, you can't do that until the legislature's out. Then I reconsidered that. So thank you very much for that. That's a difficult message to deliver. But, some things happened during the last break that I just want to comment on briefly. People came up and said, someone talked about the motor fuels tax and said ours is the lowest in the nation, this, that, and the other thing. Someone came up and said, well, what about the person that lives off the grid out in a cabin? Is that still going to be an option in Alaska? Boy, that really touched me. We have to keep that in mind. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. We're doing this to hear those things, to hear that conversation. Someone that drove in here from that lived partway between Delta and Tok. They're really important to be part of this dialogue, part of this discussion. If we hadn't done this, we wouldn't have heard that input of how do you live off the grid in Alaska and still survive if we implement all that we have proposed. And because you saw things on a screen doesn't mean we're going to click off and that's what we're just going to punch a button and it's going to happen. It's going to be a discussion about what are we going to do. I am, quite honestly, a bit relieved at this point to have this on the screen, to have this presentation from Commissioner Hoffbeck, to be able to begin that dialogue, because we have to begin that dialogue. I will be the guy in the, mud and blood in the ring, and I hope others will join me in that. And I'm willing to do that because that's what it's going to take in order to turn this situation around. We can do it. We've been there before. We know we can do it. It just takes the guts enough to step up and say, this is what we're going to do. So this is the essence, this discussion we're having is the essence of how you begin that process, is you invite and involve as many people as possible into the discussion. So I'm pretty invigorated. It's kind of a strange thing to say after the presentation, and I will ask my wife if she will love me, as Randy's wife has said she will at the end of the day, because we might be pretty lonesome, buddy, when it's said and done. So I know you got a boat in Juneau, so we might be there. So thank you again for great presentations, great attention, great participation. This is some heavy lifting we're getting into. Now we're getting into the real meat of what it's going to take. You probably have a feel for the magnitude of what we're talking about. There's no silver bullet. There's no one lever you pull. There's no 2 or 3 levers you pull. And you have to be careful when you pull that. You pull it too hard, there'll be a reaction someplace else. So I'm pretty darn excited about where we are right now. So thank you very much for your day, for what you've done. I know the evening is on your own. Do we have anything after this, Brian?
Just a couple more announcements.
Okay, a few more announcements. You're on your own this evening. I think we've given you a lot to talk about today. With the morning, the work you did this morning, what was presented this afternoon, lots to discuss. I'm sure that my email box is going to be full immediately now that we're talking about the T word, and that we can say it and say it without hesitation. So it's really the R word. It's a revenue. It's a revenue. What are we going to do to fix our economy? Our economy is broken right now, and I like to fix things. Usually something a little bit smaller than this, but I still like to fix things. So thank you very much.